something on your teeth. Right here. Oh, actually, it's here and here.
I still think these things are pretty dope. They're night glasses. That look cool.
I think you look great, baby. You always look great.
Bada bing boom bam. You're putting on these.
Can't put them on with the headphones.
Just putting on these night glasses that I got because I don't know. I heard night glasses are cool.
Oh, wait, let me see how I look.
You look pretty cool.
I look like I work in construction.
All you're missing is a hard hat. Yeah.
I look like I work in construction.
That's okay.
I can add that to my resume now. Ah! Ow. Let's put these away.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of KBTalk. As you can see, we made some changes to our logo. And that is because we're going to try to do something a little more structured, something that maybe you guys would be a little bit more entertained with.
Yeah, so... Oh, and I'm also Karen, by the way.
Oh, and I'm Kevin. For those first time here.
For those that don't know, that's us. So we're just trying to, explore new waters, see where this goes, and just have fun in the process as usual.
Yeah. And look, for those that were here last episode, I can see no glasses needed except these.
Dun, dun, dun.
These are the next hot thing.
The next hot thing,
night shades. You wear shades because the sun is too bright. I wear shades because the moon is not bright enough. What?
You're such a mess.
I am.
You're such a mess.
No, how was your week, baby?
It was good. Just tired. Ready for a vacation, to be honest. Ready to just get some time away and just be us. I don't know. I feel like I need a break from people. It's been pretty rough. Like my social meter is pretty low.
I know.
But it's like unwanted interactions with people. It's not like interacting
it's stuff that
with
we
people.
have to do every single day.
Yeah, like I love when I have to go out of my way to hang out with someone because I'm like I really want to hang out with them.
But then when it becomes you're hanging out every single day.
Yeah, but when it's like on a daily basis, like sometimes I just don't want to see anyone. But you know what's funny? I never get tired of you.
Oh.
I really never do. Like, okay, so I'm a person that sometimes I do need my space, and I do recognize that. But the thing is, I want my space, but with you, either sitting on like the opposite corner of the room or in another room, just nearby, but me knowing that you're nearby. Like, that's how I kind of want my space. But it's hard because you can't do that. You can't just leave me unless you're playing video games.
No, because sometimes even I'm just chilling on the corner of the sofa and we have a very large sofa and you'd be on the other corner and you'd be like, why are you so far away?
But that's not when I want my alone time, though.
But
that's what I'm
that's
saying.
when I want to.
No, that's not how it works.
Look, I never want alone time.
That's not how it works.
I'm a social butterfly.
Exactly. That's not how it works. You didn't get into this relationship wanting alone time.
I know that, obviously.
So don't come and switch up the game.
But then you didn't come into the relationship to get some alone time either.
Yes, I did. I've always been like, I like my alone time. I like my solitude.
Anyways,
moving on.
Yes.
Where were we?
I don't know. Well, my week went great. I had an epiphany where we needed to focus more on this podcast and epiphany. And I decided to actually grab a journal, not my phone notes, not my iPad or MacBook, paper and pen, and write down where I would want to see this podcast go.
Oh, that's so inspirational.
It is.
Like, not gonna lie. Damn, that's deep.
Because unless I put it down on paper, I'm going to forget. And you know this.
Yeah, that's true.
Even if I write it down on paper, that paper has to be somewhere where I could see it or else I will forget. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But then you lose the paper, you forget.
That's very true. That's very true. I don't retain it just because I wrote it down. It's just for me to remember. But it's more visible than on my phone because my notes apps disappears, But now I want us to have a more structured podcast. I want to really focus on maybe some reactions either to other videos and
or just like random stuff.
Yeah, Reddit stories. I do want to also interact or have some reactions to other podcasts that we like to watch. Could be controversial stuff. It could be fun stuff. It could be.
Don't be giving away all of our plans.
Potato, tomato. You don't know what I said.
You see, you just ruined the element of surprise.
It disappeared.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're just trying new things and just to see if like we can just keep us going.
Keep you guys entertained, because enough of us
without having to think so hard. Because I mean, having a full-time job and trying to do something that you're passionate about is hard. You know how many people, adults and even kids sometimes, want to have a hobby and they can't because nothing really allows them to have a hobby. Like, I feel I'm not that big of a hobby person. I feel like I don't like really get stuck on one thing. However you do, you get like obsessed. If you find something interesting, you're like obsessed about it for like the next couple of months, sometimes years.
I go all in.
Yeah, but for me, it's not like that. For me, I'm like, oh, this was cool, but then I just kind of move on.
That's our different personalities, though. Like,
I know
we're conversation with family members how it's. I'm either all the way in or I'm not in at all.
I know, but that's not how life works, baby.
It's black or white.
No, it's not. That's not how it works. Anyways, so I wanted to read you a Reddit story because why not? This one's pretty long. And, I think it's really interesting. It's kind of relationship related.
Oh.
But I feel like we can kind of almost relate to it. I'm not really sure, but let's see. So it says, am I the asshole for not including my friend's wife in my wedding? So I, 27 female, recently got engaged to my boyfriend, 29 male, of 2 years, and I couldn't be happier. He truly is the love of my life, and I can't wait to marry him. You know what? With just that, just kind of like 3 sentences, I already know. I already know that I don't like this person.
Why?
Like, I already know I don't like the 27 female. I don't know. It's just the way that it's like, he truly is the love of my life, and I can't wait to marry him. Like, that's kind of like this shit that I'm like, get away from me. I don't want to be friends with him.
Idea like, I'm your best friend. You're ready to marry me?
Not like this. Like, this is like no. This is like, I'm really, really trying to pretend I'm so happy for you to be jealous of me, type of shit. Let's move on. Ever since I was a teenager, I knew I wanted a small bridal party, aka just my 2 sisters and my matron of honor and bridesmaid. Okay, that's not really a small freaking bridal party. You see, I already don't like this person. But I also knew I wanted my close friends to be a part of my day too. That's why I'm having a blue crew. Basically, my close friends are going to be my something blue, so that way they can be a memorable / important part of the day. They're also going to be invited to all of the pre-wedding festivities, engaged parties, bridal shower, bachelorette party, rehearsal dinner, etc. I've already asked my 3 best girlfriends with a small gift box that included the shade of blue I would like for them to wear. Like a beer koozie, I hate that word koozie, that says Blue Crew and a blue silk robe to get ready in. What if someone doesn't like blue? Like this bride entitled. And a handwritten note just telling them how much I love them and how much their friendship means to me. Like, I already hate this person. I already just
it's your wedding. You get to choose them. They know what they're signing up for.
No, that's fine. It's just the way she expresses herself.
Oh.
Over the weekend, I asked the final 2 people, my best male friends, let's call them B and G, to also be in the blue crew. Their boxes included basically the same things except no robe, and I gifted them both ties and suspenders to wear on the day of my wedding. They both happily accepted, and that's when B's wife, let's call her J, asked where her gift box was. Oh, fuck that bitch.
I'm trying to figure out where this is all going.
I don't know, but we're not too far from the end. For context, I've been friends with B for nearly 5 years, and he started dating J a year into our friendship. Jay and I were really close for the first 2 years of their relationship, but have since had a fallout. Basically, she made it clear to me that she wasn't interested in being as close and that I should stop forcing similarities between us. All of that took me by surprise, but I have since accepted it and moved on. I'm still polite in group settings, but we don't hang out one-on-one like we had done in the past. I was also a part of her wedding as a groomsman. Okay, so this is a man? No, this is a female.
It's a female. It's not a man.
I was also a part of their wedding as a groomsman.
What? So.
Oh, maybe she was part of like the groom's party.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. I told her that I didn't have one for her, and she then said, "Okay, well, that shade of blue should I get? Oh, well, what shade of blue should I get for my dress?" I was taken aback by her question and told her that she doesn't have to wear blue to the wedding because she wasn't included in the blue crew.
I was about to say.
She just let out an awkward, "Oh, I see." I'm just kidding. It just said, "Oh."
Oh.
Before going quiet, I realized that my delivery was probably a little harsher than necessary, and I told her that she's still invited to the pre-wedding parties and the wedding itself, but she just doesn't have to wear blue. She shrugged it off in the moment, but things were obviously still tense, and they left shortly after. I've since received texts from both J and B that I'm being an asshole for only asking B and not including J since they're married and I was in their wedding. Both G and my fiance say that I didn't do anything wrong and I have the right to include or not include anyone I want since it's my wedding.
Wait.
But as much as I want to believe them, I can't help but wonder if I should just include her to avoid any future drama.
Wait. So I take it now this is a lesbian couple? Or am I taking it because it's a bridesmaid and a bridesmaid?
No, it says 27 female got engaged to my 29 male boyfriend. So.
But she's trying to invite. So who is included? The wife? She said, because.
No, the one that is included is the husband. The wife is the one that is not included.
Gotcha.
I personally think that I mean, if it's your wedding, you get to choose whatever the hell you want.
100%.
I don't care if people get hurt.
I mean, you might be friends, like they said, close friends with one person, one of the, of the half and not the other one. So you not necessarily have to be in it. I'm going to be a groomsman in someone's wedding and you're not a bridesmaid.
I'm totally fine.
Yeah.
First off, I'm going to be in nobody's bridal shower if I do not wear my black. I'm sorry. If you ask me to wear anything but black, I will automatically say no. I think that's so disrespectful for me.
I don't think people have the same idea of a wedding that we do.
I know. That's why, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of, after starting the planning process for our wedding, just seeing how everything, planning everything the way that we wanted, it was so hard because it wasn't the traditional wedding setting. And it kind of got a little frustrating. And I knew it was going to be controversial to a lot of people. And that's when I'm like, you know what? I don't even need to do this. I wish I had a wedding, but at the same time, I don't, because I save myself from going through a lot of stress and worrying about other people and not really enjoying our time together.
I agree.
So I totally love the fact that we didn't have a wedding. Now, doesn't mean we won't have one in the future. We clearly talked about that today.
We're going to do maybe a 5 or 10 year anniversary wedding.
Yeah.
That's going to be super dope.
Yeah, but I mean, I will say I don't expect, if you are part of somebody's wedding, I don't expect to be part of it either. I will always be there to support you. Now, I do agree with how the bride said, you're not part of the blue crew, but you're still invited to everything. That for me is perfectly reasonable thing. Yeah, that was perfect, because I totally agree. I wouldn't feel comfortable letting you go off to celebrate things like that in that intimate setting without me being included.
I agree.
I feel like that's also a very disrespectful thing to do to me as your partner. People know I come with you and you come with me.
I agree.
It's never one or the other.
Yep. We always said if someone ever asks us out, because I've been asked out, it's weird. I've been asked out at the gym. My response is going to be, sure, but my wife comes with me. So, yeah.
I mean, I don't mind that you get hit on. I don't think I'm not really jealous. I have no reason to be jealous.
I don't either.
And I feel like jealousy is what ruins a lot of relationships in so many aspects. And one of them is, of course, clearly the person flirting with someone other than their partner. But then another thing is that person allowing others to flirt with them,
to be put in that
uncomfortable situation. Right. And I mean, that's a whole different ball game. I just don't feel like you will ever do that to me, period. So I don't need to worry about it.
No, I don't, same thing. I don't think you would ever do that.
I hate when, I was talking about being hit on. I totally feel so bad when I see a man trying to hit on me. So I try to make myself so unapproachable when I'm by myself.
What do you mean? Like you don't want to make him feel bad and turn him down? Or?
And no, I really don't. Because, imagine how much courage
100%.
that person had to, bring up enough to, talk to a stranger, yet along someone they want to hit on.
Exactly. So
I just feel bad. It's whenever I'm by myself at the gym, you're not there. Because if I'm feeling, a little kind of uncomfortable with, people staring, I just call you. I mean, I just text you and then you show up. But if it's,
Speed walk. It's part of my workout.
But if it's just me alone at the gym, I just make myself look like such a bitch. I'm just
I've seen you staring back at a guy. When they're looking at you, you look at them, you're like,
yeah, I'm just bro, just
what are you
looking at? Let me fucking
be. Dang, she's about to fight this guy.
And
that's why sometimes I'm she doesn't even need me, but. Then she does whenever she does feel creeped out, especially those big, muscly dudes that will.
It's not really
grab her and like a rag doll.
It's not. Well, I don't give a shit about that. It's more like the creepy old man.
Oh, the creepy
old man.
The weakest.
It's not just that. It's just creepy. It's if anything. You don't really require force to kidnap someone. You don't require force. You can quickly get some type of tranquilizer into the person.
Gonna roofie you?
Exactly.
I mean, that's it, but not at the gym. How are they gonna roofie you at the gym?
But I'm just saying, what if they are premeditating.
So what? They knew you were gonna
crime.
grab that dumbbell, and that dumbbell has a patch that when you touch it, it roofies you.
Look.
Is that what you're thinking?
Look, there's a possibility for everything. Okay. Have you seen the ones where there's women that there's tissue
in the door handle?
Yes.
I saw that today. I literally today.
Yes,
on,
that's
I think it was Instagram
thing.
or TikTok, and it said if you see that tissue, don't touch it because it has toxins or something. You got to tell the police because that stuff will either make you pass out or I don't know. It's.
So you see,
that's the thing.
You see,
I saw. So there's been a lot. I don't know how real it is because I have seen it also where if you have a grocery bag stuck somewhere on your car, that means you're being tagged.
Babe, okay. I saw this video, and it was a video of a really old show, and I don't remember what the show was, but Queen Latifah was on it, and one of the girls there says, "Oh, imagine how women will be without men in the world." And one of them says they will be safe, they will be happy, and they will be fat. I mean,
you think so?
I honestly think that if men were to one day disappear, I'm not saying this is the case for everybody. A lot of women will feel a lot safer and will feel a lot happier without them. Not all of them. Not all of them, but if we're talking about what the majority rules, I will say that. Because you know how many women walk out of their homes or even in their homes and they don't feel safe. Well,
that's minimal. Compared to the majority, that's a small percentage.
It's a small percentage. It doesn't have to be someone in a toxic relationship or someone that lives in a big city. It can just be women in general that are just afraid of men. Because let's be honest, men are no longer trying to love women. Men are now just trying to control women. And that's the problem. Like they're taking this whole like, oh, like I want a woman that brings a lot to the table because I'm this good. Like, no, dude, like that's not how it works. That's toxic. Like how men be expecting like all these unrealistic things from women. And then if they don't meet those needs, like women ain't shit. And then they talk women down to like. But that's nothing.
The same thing with women. There are women that have unrealistic expectation of men.
I mean, 100%. I'm just saying that now that culture has definitely gotten bigger.
From both ends. I think from both ends that culture has gotten. We were just watching like something about how like the modern dating has changed, and it's like
I haven't seen that from a lot of women like perspective. But then again, that's me. Maybe my algorithm just doesn't give it to me because I don't seek anything out. I just let my algorithm.
I seek things out, and like that's what I was saying. Like it's crazy because, of course, there's that podcast, the Whatever podcast. That one brings in. He attracts girls through like what's it called, like dating apps or something. That's how it started. Is some maybe
shit.
And I don't think it's like a fair comparison to someone that's like an actual like real life in a relationship that dates healthy, not in a manner looking for men that are like, making over 6, 7. One of the girls says she needs to make over 8 figures for me to date him. I was like, whoa, like your expectations are way too high.
Yeah.
You're talking about 0.00001 of the population.
And so that's just like, I understand. Yes, both parties, like I said, I admit it. But if you think about it, if you look at statistics, how many women die because of men and how many men die because of women?
Right.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
More men die?
No.
Well,
there is even
they might. Well, wait,
there is
wait,
even
wait.
the
They
new
might
term.
Not, there might not die directly by being killed by the woman, but they might die because of the depression, and they might commit suicide.
But that's not what I'm trying to get to.
Because more men commit suicide.
But they don't commit suicide because of women. You know what? They commit suicide. They commit suicide because of the stressors that society lays on them and the unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
I understand that, but I'm talking about physically being harmed.
Physically, okay, like. Beaten.
I just said safe. It's like safe, physically safe.
Okay.
You're taking this way out of proportion.
I thought it was something a lot bigger.
No.
My bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean.
So you're just talking about actual physics.
Yes. Okay, like women, you know how many times you even know, if I were to come to you and I'm like, hey babe, I'm going to go for a walk at 11 at night. You wouldn't feel okay letting me go at 11 at night by myself. You'd be like, no, I'm coming with you. Or, hey, don't go. Because why? Why? You never think of a woman jumping out of nowhere and hurting me. You think of men jumping out of nowhere and hurting me and taking me. And, like, that's what you think.
Okay, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is, like, if men were to not be in the picture, a lot of women will feel safer and might be able to do a lot of things they haven't been able to do because of that fear of getting hurt.
From that aspect. Yes.
That's what I was getting. Okay. Yeah, like, I mean, I understand the part of like some men have feelings. Some men are actually really good men. Like, I'm very glad that you and I are together because I feel like
emotional.
But I feel like you're just such a great partner. Like, you're in general such a great partner. Like, you balance me perfectly. And not always, but the little times that we don't balance each other well, they're not that even big of a deal because everything else is just so much better than what it could be without you or with someone else.
Right back at you, babe.
Yeah. No, but it's true. I really do think that there are very good men out there that truly care, that may not have everything, you can say everything ready to give to a woman, but that doesn't mean that they would not be willing to.
Right.
Because a lot of women, the issue is that they want a man that has it all together when they don't even have it together. Now, if it's a woman that has it all together, she's a boss, she don't need no man, she has never needed no man, she is just thriving, I completely understand why she will have very high expectations, and that is totally okay.
Fair, exactly.
Yeah, but an average woman to be expecting, I don't know, some freaking god to fall out of the sky with like, hey, here's everything you ever wanted. I'm like, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Now, there is something that I have seen a lot. What?
What?
Which maybe you can answer, you can give me, because you always have like some type of answer, opinion to why you might think this be.
I feel like I'm a super insightful person.
Yes.
I feel like I give a lot of information or a very unique point of view that a lot of people don't think about.
Exactly. Well, in the dating pool, whenever, let's say, there's a man who's out looking for a date, like you said, it takes a lot of courage for that man to talk to a woman, right? So would you say it's easier for a man to date than for a woman, or for a woman to date than for a man?
Oh, it's so much easier for a woman today. I think men have it hard now, but this is the thing. Before you try to twist this shit on women.
No. I'm not trying to.
No, I'm just kidding. I know you're not. But this is the thing too, though. Men have it a lot harder because men are having to fight this stigma that other men have said. That other men have said for women to be like a little bit receptive about dating them, because other men have fucked up the game, have fucked it up. There's a lot more men that have fucked up the dating life than women. And that's why women, I'm like, do I really want to put myself at that risk? Do I really want to put myself through something that may not end up like nothing? You know, that's why I give a lot of men credit, the good men credit.
Right.
Because I know that they have to fight really hard to be seen like a good man, because men in general have a very bad stigma, and it is fairly so. It's completely understanding. Like, it's never going to change, because there's unfortunately a very large amount of men in this world that think that they are superior than women. And I'm not saying that women and men are like the exact equal. Like, I'm not saying they can be, because we're two different bodies. We are two different brains. Like, the way that our genetics, everything is very different. But, you know, I don't know. For me, it's like it doesn't mean that we don't have to be equal, but it just means that we can have the same respect. Like, I'm not wanting to be equal. I just want it to be at the same level of respect as you. Like, when people approach us, I don't want people to go automatically to you because they think that you will make all the decisions. I don't want people to think, oh, he's the man. He's the head of the household. He knows what the hell he's doing. He has the last word. No. I want people to be like, oh, there is a man, there is a woman. They are a couple. They are together. We are going to treat each other like we're going to treat both of them like the same person. That's where things are different. Women and men have different struggles. One doesn't make the other one worse or better. But there's a reason why women have the struggles that we have. And that reason is men. And men's reason to having their struggle are themselves, are also men.
You wouldn't say it's women?
No, it's not women. Because if you think about it, when you're in a dating world, you are thinking mostly like, how can I stand out more apart from these men?
Okay.
You don't think about like, how can I embrace myself enough where a woman can come and notice me? Because it's hard. You are competing with a lot of men in the like dating pool. So you, like I say.
But wouldn't it fall down to the woman's judgment?
I mean.
So isn't that technically her fault? Like you said, because instead of the men's fault, it's the woman's, because if she was a little bit more open and didn't have like this standard.
But this is the thing. But you're talking about like, when it comes to the majority of men, and this is like true, the majority of men have created like all those insecurities into women, because it's hard for a woman to trust a man. And when a woman finally trusts a man that is not worth trusting, it's really hard for that woman to gain the trust again. Because just how, you and I have a very healthy relationship. I feel like you and I can talk about a lot of things that a lot of couples will never, ever address, no matter how long they've been together. But I love that. Like, you and I are a different dynamic. But not every woman has this.
Right.
A lot of women, unfortunately, have to go through very horrible
You have to hide things
relationships.
from the other.
Yeah, and it's tough. And yes, it happens to men too. Men really do get themselves into very, very shitty relationships. But let's be honest, that doesn't happen as much as women. Women get themselves into shittier relationships more often than men.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, we both have struggles. We just have different struggles for kind of the same reason. Everything at the end falls into like man and judgment, because at the end of the day, people can even fight. No, it's religion. Who the fuck created religion? Men. No, it's the laws. Who the hell created government? Men. Women had nothing, no saying into like conquering different continents, no saying into.
I mean, if we're going up to back then, yeah, they had less, you know.
And that's how it's been, and we are now here because of how much we have fought that. And it's a little bit harder to be a woman. It's really hard. If I could choose to not be a woman, I would not be a woman. My life would be a lot easier.
Yeah, and like if you're looking at a big picture, yeah. I'm just thinking about the future, though. It's also going to become harder to even just be a man.
I mean, but whose fault is that?
Just our own, like people in general. Like it doesn't. I don't think it falls on man or woman. It just falls as a whole.
But what do you mean? Why will it be? Well, in what way will it become harder to be a man?
Because like so many, like even as I get it, you want
too many women
respect.
are progressive.
I think so. Maybe there.
But what if maybe instead of you saying too many women are progressive, why don't you say not enough men are progressive?
Because it's not even that. There's like I know there's a pool of women that are very, you know, like you and studyish, you know, very have
smart.
Your standards, smart. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't think of that word.
It's okay. I like you describing me in very like awesome
that group
adjectives.
of like women, which is like I said in this today's dating pool, is very hard because they have these standards that like, hey, like this guy needs to make this amount of money. He needs to put me like first on this, and so it also makes it hard for a man.
Yeah, but do you want to date someone that thinks like that?
And with all the progression and all, like you said. Even finding a job, sometimes, even though they're not going to tell you, we didn't hire you because you're a man and we're looking for a woman. It's...
Really? You're going to really throw that shit in there?
I'm just saying, like, as it continues, I get it. There needs to be a balance.
Okay, first off, before you jump into that very, very unrealistic conclusion, first, come and tell me when women and men get paid for the same exact job at the same exact company.
So that's hard because I've never seen that. A lot of people talk about that because of the wage gap, because there's a lot more jobs that women aren't willing to do that men are.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the job market. It's the exact same job that a man and a woman can do.
I can't speak to that because I haven't looked into it.
Okay. Then have you looked into how many men get rejected because they are a man?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not telling you that it's happening. I'm saying, what if it can happen?
But what are the possibilities of that happening?
I don't know. But the way the world is going, well, it's also, we can't say man or woman because now there's like 10,000 other genders.
Oh, true. I mean, now everything is just different.
That's what I'm saying. The world is just getting harder. Even it's like something that's like controversial. And like you said, men are very controlling. Even these athlete men that play as a swimmer or a wrestler or like a weight competition that claim they're a woman just to be the best of a woman but the worst of the men.
I mean, that's different. That's different. But that's really not affecting men.
I know it's affecting women. That's true. Sorry. You like threw me off. I had a way I was going, but when your questions, I was like, where was I going with this?
But this is what I mean. It's like when we have those conversations, a lot of times, and even you prove to me too, it's like a lot of times when we are going, there's no reason there. There's no reason to go there. It makes absolutely no sense of why we're trying to reach that. So you see, that's what I mean. It's like, it's different. It's different the way that men and women and the dynamic. There's too many different factors that kind of fall into that. Well,
Yeah, anyways.
Anyways.
I promise next week I'm going to have some stories for you guys too that I want to go over, because this was literally, we just thought about it today of where we're going to go. So we're trying it out. And if you're loving it so far, please give us a like, leave a comment. Maybe you have a Reddit story that like,
maybe you just have a,
that you want us to cover and have our reaction to. 100% put it down there. Put the link. If you have us on social media, send us a DM, whatever it is.
Yeah. Okay. So this one, we're stepping a little bit outside of like the partner relationship situation. So this one is a very interesting topic, actually. The title is like, oh, okay.
What is it?
So, am I the asshole for telling my mom she shouldn't have had kids? I, 15 male, have had 3 baby brothers born in the last 3 years. Damn, mom has been busy. Ooh. My family isn't the most richest, clearly, because that's really bad grammar. Isn't the richest on the planet.
He's 15 years old.
Isn't the richest on the planet, but we get by living in a 2-bedroom apartment. Throughout the 3 years, I have constantly had to watch them all the time and have even been referred to as mama or dada by them. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. My mom picked up on shifts at the bar. Oh, she works at a bar.
Oh, she's a bartender.
Damn. And
she gotta make ends meet.
I know, but that just means like, whoa, her shifts are like really crappy. It hasn't been home very often, and I've been babysitting them nonstop, hardly having any time to go hang out with my friends or see them. I'm taking some advanced classes, which takes up more time because I have to study and make sure I know all the information before a test. She always works at the bar from 6 to 2:30 a.m. So 6 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. So those are...
Right.
Okay,
so
even on school nights.
Asleep by now.
Yeah,
okay.
Even on school nights. The other day, I voiced my concerns of me getting worse mentally because I've been so distracted with my brothers that my mental health has been pushed to the side. I have bipolar depression and anxiety. I recently voiced to my mom that I don't want to watch my brothers, who, the oldest being 3, the next one going to be 2 next week, and the other one is almost 1, are slowly running my mental health into the ground. Have had problems with my mental health, and not being able to focus on myself has been really hard. When I was talking to my mom, who is 37, female, I voiced this to her, and I told her that I don't want to watch my brothers lose out on the experience of being a teenager, because I am too concerned about if my brothers ate or if they slept or if their diapers have been changed. My stepdad, 37 male, butt into our conversation and told me that it was my job as their sibling to help out. If I was just helping if I was just helping out, it would only be a few hours and not every night for over 8 hours. I feel more like a parent to my little brothers. And with my mother being pregnant again, gosh, she sucks.
Baby number 5.
I guess I just felt I felt set off. I told my mom, maybe you shouldn't have had kids if you can't even care for them. And then both my mom and my stepdad blew up and told me I didn't care about them and that I was blowing this out of proportion and I was being dramatic. So am I being dramatic or am I an asshole?
No. Like, I think first of all, I want to commend this kid for going on here and actually writing all this out. Second, no, he's 100% right. I mean, siblings, yes, you support each other, but at that age, no, he should not be taking care of his kids. He's 15 years old. He's a teenager. He's missing out on his teenage years, which are fundamental into what, is going to make him into a man.
Yeah.
And he's taking care of his little brothers. I get it. Like he said, if it was like a night or two because mom and dad went out on a date. And second, I also think, or third, if you're not financially ready to support another life, if you can barely take care of yours, why are you having a kid?
Yeah, that's a good point.
100%.
And not just one.
That'll be baby number 5.
Yeah.
Like, she's a bartender. No disrespect to bartenders. It's
it's a hard job to have.
But if you're single or you're just, you're together, you no kids, fine. But if you're responsible for a human life and you're gone from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m.,
yeah, that's a lot.
With a 15-year-old in charge, that 15-year-old is not going to want to know what to do. The kid falls, like, he's going to call 911.
Yeah.
But he's not going to have the same reaction time as a parent would.
Well, so when I was reading this, my question was, what is the stepdad? I didn't even know there was a stepdad in the picture.
No, it wasn't towards the end. So is he a deadbeat? Like, does he not do anything? Or does he also work?
So someone asked the author, like, what is the stepdad doing that isn't taking care of the kids? So apparently the stepdad struggles with addiction to drugs, and he is 3 months clean right now, but he will constantly leave for hours at a time. He doesn't do that anymore, but I don't trust him to watch my brothers. There have been a few times where he was tweaking and throwing himself around with my then infant brother on him, and he almost dropped my brother. His way of parenting them too, I see as really abusive, so I try to be there to prevent him from blowing up on my brothers because he's very short-tempered. Well, that's another piece of information that I feel like I needed.
Yes. So going back to the main thing, is he an asshole? Or no, he's not, because he's seeing that his mother is unfit to be a mother, especially now that she's also dating an addict.
Yeah.
I mean,
I will call CPS on her.
100%. Why are you still reproducing with this man?
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I mean, I like you said, this kid, clearly the way that what he is experiencing and the way that he wrote the story, I mean, good for him. Like, he shows a lot of maturity, but I don't understand the whole just feeling responsible for younger human beings. I understand that point of view. No, I have not felt that way, but I understand where he's coming from. He has an emotional attachment to these kids, so of course he cares. However, I feel like a lot of people don't seem to understand, or just they don't seem to always remember that as a sibling, you have not given birth to anyone. There are really no one that should be in charge of, that you should be in charge of.
No.
That's what the parents are for. No, as a sibling, as much as you want to help and you want to do everything, it's hard. I mean, you are not the parent. So I don't think he's the asshole. I think his mom shouldn't definitely have had kids. It really sucks that the poor 15-year-old kid really is having to parent not just the 3 kids, but his mom too. Oh. And the fact that there's a 4th one on the way.
Yeah, and then having to think, and he's the kid, and he's more concerned about his little brother being hurt by his drug addict stepdad.
Yeah, and
so he's not only worried for them. I'm pretty sure at some level he also cares for the stepdad, so he doesn't want to see him like.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's like whenever I see dynamics like that, which are very common in Hispanic households, unfortunately, is the parents will have kids very young. Clearly, most of them will continue to have kids, but they will expect that the oldest one will kind of take care, or the older sibling will take care of the younger one.
And I'm pretty sure, like, being the oldest, not only is he held that standard, but he might be less, what's it called, prioritized, just because the mom was 17 when she had his kids, and he has a stepdad with a 4th kid on the way, so now it's.
I mean, yeah, you're right. But then also I feel like a lot of young moms will do this because they're like, oh, I have my kid now. They're old enough to take care of the younger ones. I get to kind of like go have my life, which in a way I feel like is very, very unfair, because at the end of the day, no one told you to bring in life into the world that you eventually wanted to get away from. But like, this is the thing, and this is why I don't want to be a parent. Parenting doesn't stop. You don't get a break. No, you don't get a break at all. It doesn't matter if your kid is 32. Don't. Like, you always parent. You are always going to care. You are always going to want to help your child, no matter how old they are. And that's a good parenting. That's very great parenting. It's like always be there for your kid. Now, there's a shitty parenting where people are like, oh, why did I become a parent? But it's too late. It's too late. You made that big of a commitment. It is too late.
And for those that have heard other podcasts, we're an example.
Yeah, but I saw this video and it was very interesting. It said, If you want to get to know a person, if you want to determine if that person is a good person, see how they act with animals. And someone else said, if you want to see how someone will be as a parent, see how they are with their pets. Because if someone that has a pet is willing to get rid of that pet, they're not committed. They're not committed, because I don't understand how people will get a pet for, I guess, in some cases just money, in other cases time, and then just feel like you can just walk out of that pet's life. I mean, but if you look at it, it's like it is someone that depends on that person. You know, it is another obviously living creature that depends on that person. I will not compare it to a kid.
But that's also, it also depends on how they got rid of the pet.
Well, but it still is also like, it's one of those things. We're not talking about like, we're talking about like for someone that don't have kids. Like if you want to, like if I'm looking to mate with you, I'm going to judge you based on how you treat animals. And I'm going to judge how you will be a parent based on how you treat animals if you have an animal. Like that's what I will be based off.
I get it. For
not
us,
everybody would be.
Exactly. That was something that we would be based on.
Yeah, but that's
every
like,
culture is different.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like that's what I would be based off. I'm like, that's a really good point. Like that at least is one way to look at it. That is a little bit more simple. But I do agree. I feel like there's definitely a lot of people that shouldn't have kids. That would have saved a lot of issues. Unfortunately, clearly, you know, as smart as this kid is, he still has depression. He still has bipolar disease. He still has anxiety. That clearly means that the mom did a shitty job and the kid is doing the best to be like a stable child. And not even that is enough. And so, you know, a lot of times parents will think, oh, but my child is so strong, but my child got it, but my child just knows. There are a lot of things I never had to teach my kid because they're just naturally that elite. When in reality, it's like, no, dude, like your freaking kid is struggling. Your freaking kid is on survival mode. That's why you think your kid is so good, because your kid has been surviving. It hasn't been leaving. No. It's been surviving. So it's on high alert. And those are the parents that I'm like, if you have to make your kid be on survival mode all the time, you suck as a parent and you shouldn't have had kids. If your kid can relax and live a good life and just not have worries, you have won as a parent. If you want to know how good of a parent you are, at least that's how I judge it. It's like you got to really see what are your kids doing in their lives. Are they enjoying it? Are they not? Is there something that they could be doing better? Don't think about the kid. Think about how you affected that outcome. So I feel like a lot of parents are like, oh, but you know, no one ever taught me how to parent. Yeah, but it's also an instinct. I feel like some people are good. No one
teaches anybody how to parent.
No one teaches anybody how to do anything.
No.
You learn it. So, you know, you go to school, you learn how to write, you learn how to read. Like
someone's teaching you there, though.
I know, but it's like you have to put yourself through it. You know, it's like there's therapy. There are like parenting courses. They're teaching, but you have to put yourself through that to learn those things. People don't want to do that.
There's not going to be a handout.
Yeah, that's why there's people in this world that don't know how to write, don't know how to read, because they never put themselves through the learning process. Same thing with parents. I'm like, no one is born knowing how to parent, but if you want to make sure you can provide the best parenting to that child, your future child, whatever, you put yourself through the hard work just to make sure that you do the best you can.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one. I think that's good for today.
Yeah, I think that was great.
Started off. Let us know what you think about those stories. Give us your opinions, your thoughts. Put it in the comments, and we'll see you next week or 2 weeks or a month.
Or whenever.
You'll
just wait for us on Fridays.
Wait for us. Fridays.